Some brands offer you low finance, or cashback, or servicing.
Renault don't do ors. We do ands. The Renault Kadjar with 1.91% APR and €1,000 cashback and 3 years servicing, saving you thousands. Renault, the brand with the ands. Visit your local Renault dealer. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.
This is Jamie Spilchuk, and you're listening to Christmas MuVies Spotlight with Pam and Dawn.
Hello, and welcome to the special edition of Christmas MuVies Spotlight. I'm your host, Dawn Mack, and I'm here with my friend, colleague, and co-host, Pam. Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am doing good. Just getting ready for the holiday season, so... Today, Pam and I are so excited to bring you our special interview with actor, writer, and producer Jamie Spilchuk.
Jamie stars in the Lifetime original movie Christmas Around the Corner on Friday, December 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central.
We bring you now our interview with Jamie Spilchuk.
Enjoy the show. Okay. So, you have quite the resume of television series and movies, and first of all, congrats to you. That's so awesome to look at your IMDb and see all that work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When did you decide you wanted to be an actor, and who inspired you?
You know, I didn't always know that, but I had a really, really great teacher in high school, and I was very fortunate enough to go to a high school in Canada that majored in the arts. So I was able to take it each semester in high school, and I had this great teacher who joined me in my last year, and he's like, you know what, I think you should go for this in your in your college and university studies, because I wish I would have when I was your age. So he gave me the last final push, and it's funny, I auditioned for 6 schools. I applied for 6 post-secondary schools. And I got into all of the dramatic arts, and I got into none of the business. So I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing now.
That's too funny.
the stars aligned and showed me the path, and I haven't looked back since.
Wow. Well, that was definitely, I think, fate telling you where you needed to go and giving you that little nudge.
Yeah. It was monumental, and I credit him a lot. And but you know, it's amazing how teachers can influence your life like that. That all of a sudden they say something, and sometimes the student will act on it, and sometimes they won't. But it's amazing how something can change the course of your life like that. So it's pretty cool. For sure, and I know that's probably happened to,
half the planet at one point or another in their life. So, I mean, Dawn and I, we didn't expect to be doing this, but here we are.
Yeah. Exactly, and I'm sure you love what you do, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it, yes.
Now, which movie have you been in or not been in that has made the greatest impact on you as an actor?
Oh, wow, great question. As an actor, you go on so many auditions to get parts, and I think the hardest part of being an actor is wait. I don't like to use the term waiting, but you are waiting for the next job. Whether it be a week in between your last one, or whether it be a month, or whatever it be 6 months. But I've had so many close calls in my career to big jobs. And, it hasn't gone my way, And at the time, it's like one of the worst things, right? Because you're so down, and you're like, oh, man, that would have been life-changing. But now that I look back on the career that I've had, I look back and I realize that those have only made me stronger. Like all of the ones that I didn't get, it's only it's allowed me to realize my potential and how to dig deep and how to like really believe in myself, because I think that's the number one important thing you need is like self-belief. And, you know, but at the same time, on the other side of the coin with your question, I've had some great experiences as well. I did a movie in northern Quebec for 2.5 months, and we shot on the water for almost the entire time. It was called A Fish Story. And it was one of the most memorable experiences I had because it was so different, and we were in the middle of nowhere, 17 camera boats, and it was quite something. It was quite something. It was quite a magical movie to be a part of.
Well, what inspires you as an actor and as a person, just in general?
What inspires me?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know, for me, I've had an unbelievable support system in my life. My family and my wife and now my daughter, who's 2.5 years old, are so fundamental in my the support that I have going through on this crazy journey that I'm on, and I could not do it without them. But I think what inspires me to keep going is that need to tell the stories that need to be told. You know, you don't always get to land like the meaty, cool, good ones that need to be told. But for me as an actor, it always goes back to the story and to simplify things when I work, to not overcomplicate things. It always goes back to the story. Like, what are we telling and why are we telling it and who are we telling it for? So when I do that, and when I'm lucky enough to be a part of the Lifetime movie that I just did, it told such a beautiful story, and I was so fortunate to be a part of it and to be along for the ride.
And, you know, those beautiful stories translate to viewers who it resonates and inspires viewers. So it kind of like pays it forward in a way.
100%. And my job as the actor and as the artist is to do the best that I possibly can so they have the best experience they can, you know? And I think, and I truly believe that filmmaking and television and even theater is a collaborative process. And when everyone shows up and does their job, then that's when the magic starts to happen. And we definitely had that on set on Christmas Around the Corner, which was amazing.
Yeah, and you know, and just looking through your extensive resume, I mean, you've had throughout your career lots of amazing opportunities, some of the roles that you played and characters and so forth. Do you have a dream role that you would love to play moving forward if you had the opportunity?
It's funny, it's hard to define a dream role more as maybe like a dream scenario. A dream, because I only say that because I'd like to try like a lot of different things, you know. I don't have to pick what I want to be when I grow up, because I can be a lawyer one day and I can be a doctor the next. So yeah, it's, you know what I mean? But for me, a dream scenario would be like on a really cool long-running show that has a wide reach, that has like good writing and like good storytelling behind it, and probably, you know, to be honest, probably pretty close to my family, so I'm not away from them too long. So it's up for the industry to decide what the role is for me as far as perception goes, but as far as the dream scenario, it would be that.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Well, I was thinking that maybe you could write something for yourself too, because I see you've written a short called City Express and you co-produced a short called Bobbing for Apples.
That's right.
So maybe that's what you can do next, if that's what you want to do. Did you enjoy doing those two?
You know, I did.
Two shorts?
That's how you start, right? It's short films, or if you're making your own stuff, and I think that's so important. As you guys probably realize when you created your own podcast, it's like no one is definitely going to hand you anything in life. You got to go out there and get it. So.
Right.
In between all my roles and in between running after my daughter, I definitely try to create on the side and try to team up with like-minded people, and we try to write stuff and create stuff, but it's tough. It honestly is tough. And I mean, I don't consider myself a writer. I think I'm okay, but I don't, because writers sit down and write. They write every single day. They write from, you know, they have a schedule. I'm an actor, but I would love to do more producing one day. And even getting to directing down the road would be very cool.
Yeah, we'd love to see you put something out there. I mean,
yeah,
when we find actors that we love watching, we follow their career no matter what they do. So Dawn and I will be behind the scenes peeking out, watching to see what you're up to next.
I love it. I love it.
We sure will.
There's some motivation for me right there. No, not a problem.
Now, what kind of things should an aspiring actor is involved in to prepare themselves for this field of work?
It truly has to be what you want to do, and you really want to you want to do it. You have to want to do it. You have to want it. Because if you're jumping in with only one foot, then it's going to be really tough. And I always go back to Denzel Washington's quote, and he said, if you have a plan B, you should probably just do that. Because it's so fiercely competitive, and that's so evident to me every single day of my life as I still read for roles, audition, speak with directors, all of that. It's so fiercely competitive, and you're guaranteed nothing. So it has to be what you want to do. It really, really does. And I think actors figure that out in the first couple years, in the first little bit, because if you go to a school and you train, and then you get out and you don't have that structure behind you, and you're sort of left to fend for yourself, and like you are your own business, you quickly realize if this is for you or not. And it goes back to I spoke with a casting director when I was first starting out, and he's like self-belief, like believing in yourself is so paramount to get through all of the other stuff that may get in the way along the way. So I would say work hard, commit, and just believe in yourself.
And that's great advice, that so many aspiring actors could certainly ascribe to. And it is hard work. It's really hard work. And if you are fortunate enough to land role after role, it's a good thing. But it's an ongoing process. I can't imagine. I mean, it's really hard work. There's no other way to describe that. And, when you are not working and when you do have downtime, what is your favorite thing to do for fun?
Oh, I mean, my daughter's 2.5 now, and definitely hanging out with her and my wife. And as an actor, you're either working or you're not, right? So some days I have off. So I'll take my daughter. We'll go to the park, or we'll go to a play center, or we'll just hang out, and it'll be daddy-daughter day. And that has become one of my absolute favorite things to do. She's just the best. She's the brightest little light in my wife and I's lives, and she is also my inspiration about why I do this every day. And she's given me this newfound outlook on my career as well, and just not to sweat the small stuff, and to really commit and go for it when you're in the rooms and stuff like that. So it's been quite awesome. Yeah.
There's nothing like children, and 2 is such a great age, because they're kind of, they're out of the infant stage, but they really are starting to develop that personality, and you really learn. They teach you so much more than you could ever teach them. I know. It's such a rewarding thing being a parent.
Oh, it's so great. It's the coolest, most challenging thing you can ever do in your life.
Absolutely, that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we get to see you soon in the upcoming movie Christmas Around the Corner on Lifetime, and which is going to air on Friday, December 14th. It can't get here soon enough.
I know.
Can you share with us a little bit about the movie without giving too much away?
Of course, yes, of course. The movie follows Claire, who's played by the impossibly talented Alexandra Breckenridge. She was my co-star for a month. I adore her. She is absolutely the best. She has 2 kids as well. She's so fantastic. Anyway, Claire, she needs a break from her New York City life, so she escapes to a small town in Vermont for Christmas time over the holidays. And she ends up, when she's there, she rents a room above the town bookstore. But the caveat is, while she stays at the place above the bookstore, she's in charge of running the bookstore. And my character, Andrew, owns the bookstore with my aunt, played by the incomparable Jane Alexander, who I was just in awe of and had the best conversations with while we were filming. And basically, over the course of the movie, Claire tries to bring Christmas back to this town that is now kind of left the town. So she tries to bring Christmas back, and she also helps Andrew, my character, find what he's been looking for this whole time.
Oh, that sounds great. I can't wait. I don't know that movies are any better than they are at Christmas time, just because the stories are phenomenal. And
I know,
this one really sounds, it's just got all the perfect elements of Christmas. And so it's going to be really good. I can't wait.
It's going to be special. It's going to be really special. You get a feeling on set when you're filming something, and it was that I always look for that collaborative thing, and it really was. It was a collaborative, cohesive group, and we were led by we were led by the incredible Megan Follows, who was Anna Green Gables back in the day, and then she's now moved into directing as well as still in front of the camera. So she just led this ship impeccably, and she was our fearless leader, and it was such a pleasure to work with her as well. So I think people are going to love this one. It felt special when we were doing it, and I honestly can't wait to watch it either.
And one of the things that Dawn and I love about Christmas movies is that you can watch them with your family.
Absolutely, and I think too, and I've seen an uptick in the amount of Christmas movies being produced. Because actors have the we see things before the public even knows they exist sometimes, because they're looking for casting calls. So the amount of Christmas movies being made, I think, is directly to do with the state of the world right now, and people want positive stories that they can watch with their family, and they want good stories that they can watch with their family, and I don't think that that those two things are unrelated.
Oh yeah, and
exactly.
And these movies, they invoke so much nostalgia in people. People can
Exactly.
remember those times when things were small town, and everybody knew everybody. It was just so cohesive, and traditions. These movies are so full of traditions that have gotten away from a lot of us. It kind of helps to remind us how things used to be and could still be.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Well, we'll definitely be watching. And speaking of movies and anything else, do you have projects that are coming up that you can share with us? I see some, but I don't know if you can share anything with us.
Yeah, the IMDb, I have, funny, we're talking about the Lifetime Christmas Around the Corner, but I'm actually in another Hallmark movie coming out on November 11th as well. That's called Christmas in Love, and that'll be on the Hallmark Channel. So I have I'm on the Dueling Networks, which will be fun, and Dueling Networks in it for the same reason. So it's pretty great. I filmed that one a couple months before I did Christmas Around the Corner, and it's another gem as well. So that'll be on the Hallmark Channel. I have some movies in post production, and right now, what do I have lined up? I think I have something lined up for next year. I can't really give too much about details about that one, but I'm always in and out of the voice studio, which is awesome. I really, really enjoy that. And yeah, it's just, but I sort of like fly by the seat of my pants at the same time, and have no idea what I'm doing next week.
Well, that always keeps it interesting for sure.
It's both terrifying. It's both terrifying and relaxing. I don't know. There's something weird about it.
Well, that's funny. What I was thinking is, since you're going to be doing some more projects, I guess we'll have to have you back again, and you can let us know what's going on.
I would love it. I would love it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to mention that Dawn and I absolutely love Hallmark movies. So. Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's like the whole, like Lifetime and Hallmark. They're making these movies for a reason. So they're pretty great. They're awesome.
Well, before we wrap up, we always like to close with a fun 5-question lightning round. And so if we're going to play that, and it's just 5 questions, very easy, about Christmas. They're all Christmas related.
Okay, here we go.
No
boy.
Here. No wrong answer. All right, so if you're ready, we'll get started. All right, your favorite Christmas tradition?
My favorite Christmas tradition within my family, and it does not feel like Christmas until we do it, is watching Home Alone as a family. That is our quintessential Christmas movie, and that's what gets everyone into the Christmas spirit.
Isn't it funny, though, how it's always that one thing you go, it's not Christmas until this or until this, whether it's a movie.
It is not Christmas. I know. For my sister's birthday, my sister's birthday one year, my wife and I got our tickets to the symphony, and what they did was they played Home Alone on a humongous screen, and the symphony did the score while the movie was going on.
Oh my!
Which is pretty phenomenal, and the score in that, John Hughes, Chris Columbus, the score in that is absolutely fantastic. So it was a live score from the symphony while the movie was going on, which is pretty great.
Suffice it to say, your Christmas that year was kicked off in big order, with that.
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love to see that. So, all right, next question. Your favorite Christmas song?
My favorite Christmas song? I've always loved Silent Night. I've always loved it. It's sort of like, it's pretty nostalgic for me. It always reminds me of Christmas Eve. I'd always hear at my grandma's house as she hosts Christmas Eve, and it just brings me, every time I hear that song, it just brings me back to that time when she had a 10-foot Christmas tree and like a million presents around it, and it was Silent Night.
So the next question you may have answered in the first one, but your favorite Christmas movie, is that Home Alone, or do you have another?
Oh yeah, it's got to be. I would say Home Alone, and Christmas Vacation are constantly 1 and 2 for me.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, hot toddy or hot chocolate?
Oh, but then hot toddy. Can it be both?
There are no wrong answers, he says. Now, that's the concept right there. Hot chocolate or hot toddy? Let's not hot chocolate then hot toddy. You drink the hot chocolate with the kids while you're out watching Home Alone on the big screen and the symphony, and then you put them to bed and you go have the hot toddy. How's that sound?
Exactly. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
All right, last question. White lights or colored lights?
Oh, you gotta go colored. You gotta go colored lights. We on our tree when we were growing up in our house, we always had the color. My mom would refuse to do the white. She's like, no, we're doing the color. And I'm like, wait, let's just try the white one year. And she's like, no, she absolutely refused, and now I refuse to.
This is not one of the 5 questions, but do you find, now that you're a husband and a father, that you carry forward some of the traditions from your childhood into your own family?
Yeah, definitely. When we start putting up the tree and having like a Sunday before Christmas sometime to decorate the house and stuff like that, but also too, having a family now and having a daughter, we have new traditions come up, which is so much fun. Mm-hmm. So like Gemma, our daughter, she has now inspired so many new traditions that our whole family can gather around, which is also so much fun.
And she'll grow up and she'll carry them and create new ones too one day with her family. So it's funny how it all carries forward.
And that's what's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Jamie, we definitely want to thank you for your time this evening and just chatting with us about all the things going on with your career, the new movie that's coming out on Lifetime as well as Hallmark. And so we are excited to you in the upcoming holiday season and everything else that you have going on moving forward.
Thank you, Pam and Dawn. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope we can do this again.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
We look forward to it.
Yes,
excellent.
Definitely. We will reach out or have your people reach out to us, and we'll gladly have you back anytime. We really loved listening to your stories.
I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you reaching out, and I would love that. Let's stay in touch.
Definitely.
We will. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good
Excellent.
night.
Thank you.
Okay. You too.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, don't leave us yet. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Christmas Movies. That's XMASMUVIES. And also like our Facebook page at Christmas MuVies Spotlight. Don't forget that's spelled MUVIES. And follow us on Instagram at Christmas MuVies Spotlight.
And don't forget to check out our website, ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com. That's movies with MUVIES. ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.